Alright, Shalom. First, I want to give all the praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bashin Yahushai, double honors to the apostles, elders, great ministers of the world that taught us truth, and blessings to the elect of the nation of Israel. This is Brother Yakal, coming very short lesson. Lord willing, will be edifying. And it's more like a warning because I've come across, where is it here? The Bible talks about being prudent. And at this time, and I'm going to show you a couple of clips, racial tension is high, big time, in the UK and also in America, which is good, But at this time, we pray, for protection, man. Protection for the elect, protection for yourself, your family. Do you get what I'm saying? You have to really be tuned in and be wise in the places that you go. All right. Now the word prudent here, the definition of the word prudent, it says to be prudent means to act with careful, good judgment and foresight, especially by avoiding unnecessary risks. All right, I'll read it again. To be prudent means to act with careful, good judgment and foresight, especially by avoiding unnecessary risks. Okay, so that's what the word prudent means, and you're going to see in these clips here why I'm talking about that, because on both sides of the pond, remember, they've got a special, so-called special relationship, America and Britain. If it wasn't for Britain, America wouldn't have been established. All right, and on both sides of the pond, there is racial tension everywhere. So you have to be wise as a serpent, all right, and harmless as a dove. Now let me play this for you just to show you. I'm going to show you this clip, and then there's one in America and Canada. What's going on there?
Where you've ended it suggests that you shouldn't have passed our bar. Well, later on the show, we will debate Israel's threat to sue the New York Times and claims of an Israeli plot to hijack voting at the Eurovision Song Contest. We'll begin with the competing rallies held this weekend in London. Tommy Robinson's Unite the Kingdom march has captured the imaginations of many conservatives around the world, not least among the US right wing. And imagination is certainly the word I would use for it. Millions of people have seen this image over the last 48 hours, alongside claims that half the country turned out for Tommy. It shouldn't take a genius to figure out that's not London. In fact, that's not even a real photograph. The police say about 50,000 attended, and despite the usual cries of conspiracy, there's no evidence or reason to think that they're lying. Tommy Robinson, on the other hand, is either lying or just very bad at maths.
We're on the march, we're walking up towards Trafalgar Square. The crowd's gone. Parliament Square's already full. The crowd's stretched from here to Euston Station apparently, which is miles. Okay? And miles. This is the biggest event in British history. This is the moment, a turning point for Britain. A message to the leaders. Britain's ready for the fight. Alright? People are up. We're awake. And we're not going to back down. We want our country back.
We have got to the point where
is some accuracy back. This wasn't the biggest event in British history. It wasn't even the biggest event in London this weekend, given that 84,000 people attended the FA Cup final at Wembley. And there was some equally creative accounting going on a mile away at the rival march in support of Palestine. MP Zara Sultana said she was proud to join 250,000 people at the Nakba rally, which police say was in fact attended by 20,000 people. To be clear, this doesn't mean that tens of thousands of people attended the rallies. They did. It just doesn't mean that their views should be exaggerated in such a ridiculous manner. Their opinions are valid, and I respect them. Most people in this country, I think, are a moderate, tolerant and open-minded group of people, certainly more than you may have been led to believe. And the rally also showed that Tommy Robinson's onto something when he talks about two-tier policing. He just hasn't quite figured out what it is yet.
So this is basically a far-right rally, and basically they got this Moabite to play his what's called his instrument with strips of bacon on his what's it called, on his body, you know, to agitate Muslims, which is absolutely ridiculous, man. Absolutely ridiculous.
Thank you, Duff! Thank you, Duff! Thank you. It's not too late to get Islam out of that building! It is not too late to get Islam out of every single official office in this country!
If the speakers and performers at the pro-Palestine rally have made similar speeches about Jews that have been arrested amid a national outcry, and for the record, they would have deserved it. Before we debate all of this, I want to finish with a point we could probably all agree on.
Come on! And you never walk alone.
I mean, look how pathetic this far right is, man. And the sad thing about it, you had coons there, man.
Too late to get Islam out of every single official office in this country!
If the speakers and performers at the pro-Palestine rally have made similar speeches about Jews that have been arrested amid a national outcry, and for the record, they would have deserved it. Before we debate all of this, I want to finish with a point we could probably all agree on.
Come on! And you never...
Take a look at this, man. You know, this is another reason why this culling has to happen, man. I mean, why would you actually involve yourself in a rally like this? They don't like us, man. All right? So this is what's been happening in the UK. Now, if we go to America now, all right, this is what's been happening in America.
Sound mind.
Okay?
Preparing for what they say is a race war.
These Edomites, see, that's why I talked about the word, all right, being prudent, all right, and I'll read it again. To be prudent means to act with careful, good judgment and foresight, especially avoiding unnecessary risks. So when you see things like this that are happening, whether it be over here or over there, just avoid the place, man. All right, just avoid the place, because if that was the case, if that was a protest against the small hats, and then someone had a big rack of ham outside a synagogue, they wouldn't have allowed that to happen. They would have closed it down. But they allowed all that racism to go on. You know, so we have to be careful. You have to be careful, even when, say, you're doing camp, you know, in a certain area, and there might have been, you know, certain racial tensions in the area. You know, that's where the leadership, you have to think about, okay, should we do camp there, or should we go somewhere else, or we can do it indoor camp. We have to move wisely, man. Okay, we have to be prudent, so we don't establish unnecessary risks. Okay, now this is what's happening in America and Canada. Take a look.
The race war is here.
Meeting with some of the most prominent white nationalist groups in the United States and the founder of the whole movement.
I'm for pro-white. I'm for putting my race above everything else.
Through public Telegram posts, videos, and images, we track them from Texas to a major gathering in South Carolina.
It's very significant that we're seeing Canadians travel across the border. It is getting more and more coordinated by the day.
Active clubs are a global movement of white nationalist fight clubs who gather to train in combat sports. They're founded by this guy, Robert Rundo.
I put my people first. You know, there's fun in fascism.
Here's the leader of Second Sons, Jeremy Mackenzie, giving a Nazi salute. According to Telegram posts in late March, They traveled to Texas for their first meetup with Lone Star Active Club, based around Dallas. We've geolocated these images to verify them, and we find that their first meetup was in the city of Fort Worth. The two groups can obviously be seen at the Fort Worth stockyards, but also at a major gym. And here they are at a private gym used by the Lone Star Active Club. This image appears to be taken in a sort of clubhouse for the Lone Star group. You might think that this is 3 Second Sons members. Check out this guy in the middle, though. We believe this is Robert Rundo.
When I first saw that picture, I laughed because despite the blurring, I knew it was Rundo right away. I mean, that's obviously Robert Rundo. There's no question.
Rundo is the founder of the modern active club movement. Here's why we think it's him. The watch in this video appears to be the same one as this image. And the tattoo blurred here is in the same shape and place as Rundo's tattoo in this other video. Next, Second Sons members hit the road, traveling from Texas to South Carolina. They're heading to American Muscle 2, part combat sports tournament, part networking event. They meet there with clubs from across the US. You can see someone wearing the Second Son shirt in this promotional video put out by the organization running the event. That organization? Patriot Front, one of the United States' most notorious white nationalist groups.
There is very likely a high degree of strategizing that is happening at these events, as well as deeper thinking as to how to propel the movement forward.
I think the greater worry should be around, the potential radicalization among the existing members and the existing core and leadership, a radicalization towards political violence.
See, political violence. So, hey, we have to be circumspect in these times, man. You're not supposed to just, just walk around and, because these people, they don't look at us or anyone else that is not like them as human beings. They look at you, they just see a nigger. That's just all they see. So be careful, man. Obviously it comes with prayer, but the reality situation is that you have to walk circumspectly, man. Just like recently there's been a few which are, I guarantee they've all been staged. All right. What's it called? Attacks on the small hat community. Most of them are staged so they can get sympathy. And by the way, it's not working. It's not working anymore. Everyone sees how wicked they are. You know what I mean? It's not working. So we ain't gonna just rock up. Go to camp around a small hat area when we're teaching, that we're the true people. No. We have to be prudent, man. Okay? That's the whole purpose of this video. Because remember, one of the prophecies, all right, that Yahushua spoke about is race rights. Okay? It's race rights, man. Let the ones of our people that are knowing this truth, let them go out, let them fight their enemy. It's good. You know what I mean? The Lord put the spirit on them, fight their enemy. We've got bigger fish to fry. Okay? So that's why we're monitoring things, and then we're doing these videos as a warning to the ones of our people, men, women, youngsters or whoever, that are locked into this truth. Alright? In Matthew 24:7. Alright, and this is what is going to be the signs of Yahushua's coming back. Alright, it says, for nation shall rise against nation. Nation is short for nationality, man. So that's one nationality against another. Kingdom against kingdom. We've had that. Iran, America. Alright, there shall be famines, pestilences, hunter virus, earthquakes in diverse places. So we're waiting for this nation rise against nation. Alright. And I guarantee you, a lot of them, you have to understand that these Edomites, they've got better job security than Jake. Alright. They are more, what's it called? When they do commit crimes, they get lesser time than Jake. Okay? Because it's their kingdom. Let favor be shown to the wicked. Alright? So at the end of the day, you got to walk circumspectly, because this prophecy, nation against nation, is going to come to pass. Alright? So that's why we're warning you about that. And that's why I brought up that word prudent. All right. This is Proverbs 22:3. A prudent man foreseeth the evil, all right, and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. All right, so be prudent in this time. Okay. I'm gonna put it in the NLT to make it even plainer for you. A prudent person foresees danger and takes precautions. The simpleton goes blindly on and suffers consequences, you see. And as you saw in the first video that I showed you, unfortunately you had slaves at a far right rally, man. You know, and by the way, that rally, they said, oh, it's gonna be the biggest rally of all time. It's gonna be 250,000 or whatever. There was barely 20,000 people there. Maybe 50,000. And I don't even think it was even that much. Do you know what I mean? You know, people are thinking of other things like how to put food on the table, man. Okay, but be prudent in this time, man. All right. So listen, short lesson. I pray you're edified to the next lesson. Shalom.